Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Life of Logan. Today I want to take you on a journey that's personal, introspective, and layered. A conversation about the power of names and the meaning we attach to them. Because for me, my name is more than just what people call me. It's a reflection of love, identity, and the complicated dance of relationships, especially with myself and my family. My name is Stephen, Steven. But for much of my life, I told people to call me Steve. Now, Steve wasn't me. It was a mask that I put on, a shortcut to keep people at a safe distance. Somewhere in my mind, I decided that Stephen, my full name, was sacred. It wasn't for everyone to use. Only people who really loved me, who truly knew me, were allowed to call me Stephen. Looking back, I can see what was happening. I created an invisible wall between myself and the world. By saying, call me Steve, I wasn't just shortening my name. I was saying, you don't get to call me that. You don't get to come closer than what I'm allowing you right now. I think I needed that distance. Life doesn't always give you the luxury of feeling safe enough to let people in. And in my younger years, I clung to that boundary like it was the only thing protecting me. But looking back on it, it's actually funny how names can carry weight and meaning. Now, my dad's name is Steve. While our relationship today is built on mutual respect and a shared understanding as men, it wasn't always easy. We had our touch and go moments, some hurtful, others just complicated by the messiness of being human. And as much as I like to chalk up our rough patches to the usual father-son dynamics, I can't ignore how much I wrestled with my own identity, trying to figure out who I was outside of the shadow of being his son. Steve wasn't just my dad's name. It was a reminder of the parts of him that I wanted to emulate and also the parts I wanted to avoid, nothing to do with, end of sentence. And when I adopted Steve for myself, I wonder now if in some unconscious way I was testing what it felt like to step into his shoes. Maybe I thought I could borrow his strength or his confidence, because anyone who's ever met my dad knows that he is not lacking on that. I could borrow those things from him by borrowing his name. Or maybe it was just a way to shield myself from being too much Stephen, because Stephen, to me, was too vulnerable. When I became a father, I was certain of one thing. If I had a boy, I did not want my son to be named after me. It wasn't out of shame or because I didn't think my name was worth passing down. I wanted my son to have his own name, his own story. I didn't want him to carry the weight of my name, to feel tethered to my identity, or to inherit any of my emotional triggers. I wanted to protect him from the pressure that I sometimes felt growing up. The pressure of living up to someone else's expectations, or a lot of the times it's grappling with their mistakes. And yet, I know that even though my son doesn't share my name, he will inevitably carry parts of me with him. That's what family is. It's a patchwork of inherited strength and flaws, hopes and hurts. I can't shield him from that completely, but I can be intentional about how I show up for him, how I model love and accountability. So, what's in the name? For me, it's the legacy of love and struggle, connection and distance. It's a reminder that who I am and who I want to be are always evolving. It's a call to examine the walls I built over the years, to ask myself, why let some people call me Steven and the others must call me Steve? And whether it's time to let those walls come down or not. So to everyone listening, I encourage you to think about your own name. What does it mean to you? Is it just a label, or does it hold something deeper? And if it does, what does that say about the stories you've lived, the relationships you've had, and the person you're becoming? You all, thank you so much for taking this walk with me today. And until next time, this is Steven, yes, Steven, signing off. Remember to stay thoughtful, stay curious, and keep on tuning in as I keep living this life of Logan.